Your cat looked you in the eyes after knocking something over and did something so specific, so deliberate, that most owners completely miss what it actually means. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. Welcome to Lucky Fact At. If you love cats and want to understand what's really going on inside their heads, subscribe right now. You won't want to miss what's coming. Most people believe cats make peace by hiding, flattening their ears, or acting like nothing happened. And while those are real responses, they're just the surface. The truth is, cats have their own hidden language of de-escalation and reconnection, a set of quiet, precise behaviors designed to reduce tension and rebuild safety after conflict. And the scary part, most owners either miss these signals completely, or worse, they actively punish their cat for doing them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what your cat is trying to say when things go wrong between you two. And I'll save the most shocking signal for last, the one that looks like distance but is actually one of the deepest forms of feline trust. Stay with me. 1. They make themselves impossibly small in front of you. Have you ever used a sharp voice with your cat and watched them immediately lower their whole body? Head down, legs tucked, body compressed, eyes narrowing, like they were trying to disappear into the floor. Most people assume this is guilt, but cats do not have to be feeling human-style guilt for that moment to matter. What researchers have found is far more useful than the guilt question and far more relevant to your relationship with your cat. When a cat lowers their body after tension, they're not just reacting emotionally, they're shifting into a conflict reduction posture. In feline social language, making the body smaller, turning slightly away, freezing, avoiding a hard stare, and softening the eyes are all ways of saying the same thing. I do not want this to escalate. And here's what makes this more powerful than most owners realize. Cats are not built like dogs socially. They are not pack animals trying to obey a leader. They are control-sensitive animals. Safety for a cat depends on being able to predict what happens next. So when your cat shrinks themselves instead of swatting, fleeing, or escalating, they are not admitting wrongdoing. They are trying to make the interaction safer. A study in Frontiers in Veterinary Science found that when humans interacted with cats in ways that ignored feline choice and body language, cats showed more freezing, crouching, avoidance, and aggression. But when people used cat-friendly interaction, giving the cat more control, conflict behaviors dropped, and affiliative behaviors increased. And then there is the face. A study published in Scientific Reports found that cats respond to human slow blinking with more eye narrowing of their own, and are more likely to approach after that exchange. Another study in animals found that cats that used more eye closure in response to humans were rehomed faster, suggesting that this softened facial behavior is perceived as positive and may function in both affiliative and tension-reducing contexts. So, when your cat goes low, soft, and small in front of you, do not loom higher. Do not stare harder. Do not keep pressing the issue. The right response is to make yourself less threatening too. Lower your posture. Turn slightly sideways. Soften your face. Even give a slow blink. Let your body say what your frustration can't say in that moment. I got your message. You're safe now. That one shift can change everything. And speaking of recovery, the next signal happens right at the edge of that moment, and most owners mistake it for the cat suddenly being random. Keep watching. 2. They snap into a tail-up approach the second the tension breaks. You've seen it. The room has been tense. Your cat has been watching you carefully. Then the energy changes, and suddenly they rise, tail straight up, maybe with the tip slightly curved, maybe with a little trill, and they walk right toward you. They rub against your leg, your hand, the corner of the couch, like something inside them has just reopened. That reaction is not forgetting. That is social re-entry. Researchers studying cat social communication have identified the vertical tail as one of the clearest affiliative signals in domestic cats. In behavioral processes, tail-up behavior was described as a friendly social signal associated with amicable intentions. And in the cat-human interaction literature, head rubbing and flank rubbing are recognized as ways cats initiate social contact, mark familiar individuals with scent, and reopen connection. Here's the detail most owners miss. Cats are usually the ones who want to control the start and end of social contact. Research on cat-human relationships has repeatedly shown that the more the cat gets to initiate interaction, the better and longer that interaction tends to be. So when your cat comes back with the tail up after a hard moment, that is not a meaningless walk by. That is your cat choosing to restart the relationship on purpose. They're saying, I am ready to move from tension back into contact, but on terms that feel safe to me. And if they rub you in that moment, that matters even more. Cats don't just rub on anything with the same meaning. With familiar social partners, rubbing is contact, scent exchange, recognition, and reassurance all rolled into one. It's a feline way of making the space feel socially safe again. So if your cat does this after conflict, don't grab at them. Don't overhandle them. Let the approach happen. Let the rub happen. Be calm enough to receive it, because that tail-up return is not small. It's your cat reopening the door. But we're only on number 2. The signals get quieter and more surprising as we go. The one I'm saving for later looks nothing like affection. In fact, it looks like your cat is doing absolutely nothing at all. Don't go anywhere. 3. They bring you something from across the room. Picture this. You've just interrupted your cat for scratching something they shouldn't, stealing food, or knocking your favorite object off the shelf. The room is tense. You walk away, and a minute later you hear something hit the floor near you. You look down. Your cat is standing there with a toy. Maybe it's their little mouse. Maybe it's a crumpled ball. Maybe it's the one object they always choose when they're feeling playful, alert, or emotionally charged. Most owners assume the cat just wants entertainment. Some ignore it, some toss it immediately. But what if that moment, that quiet, cautious object's delivery, is actually your cat's safest possible way to reopen connection? A 2024 study in PLOS ONE found that object carrying in pet cats is far more common than most people think. More than half of cats were reported to carry toys or small objects, and nearly 40% were reported to initiate interactive play with people by bringing them toys. That matters because cats often use play as a controlled social bridge. Direct body contact may feel like too much right after tension, but a toy creates distance, predictability, and shared focus. It gives the cat a way to reconnect without having to throw their body into vulnerability first. And that fits what we know about cat-human interaction more broadly. Cats tend to do best when they can control initiation. So if your cat brings you a toy after a hard moment, they may not be changing the subject. They may be offering the version of repair that feels safest in their species. Let's do something together that does not require pressure. Think about what that means emotionally. Your cat is not giving you a speech. They are not trying to impress you. They are handing you a structured, low-risk invitation back into their world. Next time it happens, don't laugh it off. Don't ignore it. Pause. Acknowledge it. Maybe touch the toy gently. Maybe respond with calm, light play if your cat seems open to it. Because in that moment, your cat may be saying, I don't want distance between us. I just need a version of closeness I can handle. 4. They lick your hands, your face, your arms completely unprompted. Right after a tense moment, your cat walks up and starts licking you, your fingers, your wrist, your chin, maybe just a few quick licks, maybe more. It feels affectionate. It feels strange. It feels almost childlike. But if you only see it as random affection, you're missing the deeper social meaning underneath the surface. Among cats, grooming is not just hygiene. Social grooming, allogrooming, is one of the clearest affiliative behaviors we see between bonded individuals. Studies of domestic cats have found that allogrooming and proximity are linked to familiarity and social affiliation. And in research on cat-owner relationships published in Animals, one of the behaviors most strongly associated with affectionate bonds was this exact one, a cat often licking their owner's hands or face. That is not trivial, because grooming in the feline world is intimate. It requires closeness, it requires trust, and it is often directed towards socially important partners. So when your cat licks you after tension, that may be more than affection. It may be social repair through grooming, a feline way of doing what cats do with individuals they accept into their social circle, re-establishing calm through contact. And here's what most owners get wrong. They either laugh and immediately move away, or they tolerate it for a second and then push the cat off because the timing feels odd. I understand that. Sometimes it is inconvenient. Sometimes your cat's sandpaper tongue is a lot. But if your cat reaches for you with grooming right after tension, don't miss what may be happening. Your cat may be trying to turn conflict back into familiarity. If you need to stop it, do it gently. Don't snap. Don't punish. Redirect with softness, because to a cat, grooming is never just grooming. Not when it's directed at someone who matters. We're halfway through, and I promise you the next two signals are where things get genuinely surprising. One of them gets misread by owners every single day, and the other is the one I warned you about at the beginning. The signal that looks like distance, but is actually one of the deepest acts of reconnection your cat can offer. We're almost there. 5. They roll onto their side or back and go still. You've just corrected your cat firmly. Maybe you moved them away from the counter. Maybe you blocked them from a doorway. Maybe you used that voice they absolutely hate. And then they do it. They drop, they roll partly onto their side, sometimes onto their back, belly exposed, paws loose or lifted, body suddenly still. And you think, are they being dramatic? Are they asking for a belly rub? Are they not taking this seriously at all? They are taking it more seriously than you realize. A cat's underside is vulnerable. The abdomen protects vital organs, and for many cats, it is also one of the most touch-sensitive areas of the body. So when a cat exposes that part of themselves in a relaxed context, especially after tension, that does not automatically mean, touch me here. It often means, I'm showing vulnerability, so please handle this carefully. That distinction matters because this is where owners break trust without meaning to. They see the belly, they assume invitation, and they reach right in. The cat stiffens. Maybe they grab. Maybe they kick. Maybe they twist away. And then the human walks away thinking the cat tricked them. But the cat did not invite rough touch. The cat exposed vulnerability, and research on cat handling gives this real weight. In Frontiers in Veterinary Science, cats showed less aggression and more affiliative behavior when humans followed simple rules that gave the cat more choice and control over touch. Less pressure, more consent, more reading the body in context. So when your cat flops over and goes still after tension, don't rush in because the belly is visible. Look at the whole cat. Are the muscles loose? Are the eyes soft? Are they staying open to your presence without asking for more? Then what they may need most is not your hand. It's your restraint, a soft voice, a relaxed posture, a moment where nothing more bad happens. That is how trust grows with cats, not by taking every opening, but by proving you know the difference between access and permission. 6. They follow you in complete silence and just exist near you. This is the one I've been holding back, and I want you to really sit with it because it is easy to miss. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. After a conflict, your cat doesn't meow, doesn't rub, doesn't lick, doesn't bring a toy. They just appear. You go to the kitchen, and they're in the doorway. You sit on the couch, and they're on the floor a few feet away. You go to the bedroom, and a few minutes later, they're quietly at the end of the bed. They're not demanding anything. They're not performing anything. They are simply near you. Most owners assume one of two things. Either the cat has already forgotten what happened, or the cat is just being nosy. Neither explanation goes deep enough. A study published in Current Biology found that the majority of cats tested were securely attached to their human caregivers and used them as a source of comfort in stressful situations. And research on cat-owner relationships has identified proximity seeking as one of the clearest dimensions of certain feline bonds, including cats who follow their owners around the house, wait outside closed doors, or remain physically nearby when emotionally engaged. Think about that. Cats are famous for leaving when they don't want contact. They are very good at absence. If a cat truly wants out of the interaction, they go. They create distance. They remove themselves. So when your cat follows you quietly after tension and settles nearby without forcing touch, they are doing the opposite of withdrawal. They are maintaining connection without pressure. That is a deeply feline form of repair. What your cat is saying without a sound is this: I'm not ready to climb back into your lap. I'm not ready to make a big scene. But I do not want to be far from you either. I'll be here until this feels normal again. And if you've ever had a hard, silent moment with someone you loved, a real, unresolved moment, and they didn't force it, they didn't lecture, they didn't leave, they just stowed nearby quietly until the air changed, then you already know how powerful that is. Your cat has been doing it for you this whole time. Here's what I need you to take away from everything we've covered today. Your cat is not emotionally simple. They are not a creature drifting through the house with no awareness of what passes between you. They track tension. They notice changes in your voice, posture, speed, touch, and attention. They feel when the social atmosphere changes. And they have a whole toolkit of behaviors designed to reduce that friction and restore safety. When they make themselves small, they're trying to de escalate. When they come back tail up and rub against you, they are reopening contact. When they bring you a toy, they may be inviting a low-risk path back into connection. When they lick you, they may be grooming the bond itself. When they expose vulnerability and go still, they are asking you to handle trust carefully. And when they follow you in silence, that quiet, patient proximity, they are doing something extraordinary in the language of cats. They are choosing not to leave. So the next time your cat does any of these things after a hard moment between you, I want you to stop. Don't laugh it off. Don't ignore it. Don't punish it. Receive it, because your cat may not apologize the way a human would, but they are telling you, in every feline way they have, that the relationship still matters. And that is not nothing. That is everything. If this video changed how you see your cat, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Lucky at. We go deep into the science of what cats are really thinking and feeling, because they deserve humans who actually understand them.